Hi, good afternoon, it's Bernard. Here we are on day 3, and today we're marrying the vision, which is the way forward, what with the inspiration and the mood board. So now we're talking about where do we go from here? What do we do? So the idea is to get your models together, get your photographer in place, your hairstylist, meaning your team, and now your makeup artist and your fashion stylist. Go online, there's some wonderful models available online on Models Mayhem. There's nothing like going to a professional agency, actually, and getting a really great model. And I think if you shop around, you'll be able to get them. I tend to like new faces, although, you work with established models like the beautiful Michaela Ireland, who knocks out a shoot like no other model. I refer to her as the wife. It's a secret between Desmond Murray, Michaela and myself. So don't be asking Desmond for any stories. It's a really funny story. But this was a Thomas Hills shoot, and he won with this collection. So going on from what we talked about yesterday, making sure that you have your prep and your vision. And look what happened, he ended up winning, getting the cover of the HJ, and it changed his career. The man is wonderful, and he's on his great journey for the future. And, he really listens. And this is gold dust, my little hairy buddies, because this changes lives. And when we're talking about mood boards and visions, there's Mark Leeson and the wonderful Anthony Mascolo. You only have to go to Anthony Mascolo's studio and you see his vision, his mood board, his feeling, his whole raison d'etre alive and kicking. And they're wonderful people to sort of look, research and find out. Mark is forever giving so much to the industry in terms of the images and bringing up, with literally in the last 24 hours, he's brought up images we did 14 years ago. So it just keeps you aware of their inspirations and what they've been doing. I'm really happy also with just there's a whole young clique now of wonderful young hairdressers. Jackie G, Georgia Bell, Sophia Hilton, they're all girls doing it, and I think we're going to get a surge of the women, which is fabulous. So moving swiftly on, I think your vision, I can't stress this enough. We have to really look at where we're going and what we're doing. It changes everything. If you haven't got that and you haven't got your passion, shut up and go home. It really is. And that's why the hair awards really do bring out the best in the industry. And that's why you get the wonderful winners that we get. And you can see why they have won. They've just got that little bit extra than not. Stephen Smart's wins. Beautiful, extraordinary work. Working with great photographers. Richard Miles, Desmond Murray, Tony LeBritton, Jack Eames. These are all amazing photographers. And I've had the pleasure of working with all of them. I've just worked with a new photographer, actually, the wonderful Gary Halliday. I haven't met Gary since he was a hair assistant with Sam McKnight. We were doing a shoot and I kind of looked over and I kind of went, well, I know you, because my first hairdresser that I ever worked with was the wonderful Ray Arlington. Ray Arlington was one of the creative directors at Vidal Sassoon in the 80s. And he actually took me on my first shoot, which was with Patrick Demarchelier. I mean, you couldn't write it. Can you imagine working with Patrick Demarchelier and Mary Greenwell for makeup and Sam McKnight for hair, who was a hair assistant to Ray Arlington at the time. So it's just a wonderful thing of how the industry works and what things can come from passion. So that's what I strongly tell you all today, is get the passion. It really makes everything come into play. And just always refer, like I said yesterday, you know, when we're looking at models and what you think a model should look and feel like, look in, you know, any of the magazines, and you go, I tend to go for the scenes that are a little bit more, they've got more sculpture about them. When I say sculpture, you can crop in, and where the leg is and where the arm is, it becomes something more than just a head and shoulder shot if we went there. And I think that's a really nice illustration. Like I said yesterday, don't be afraid to use black models. We're using a lot more black models now, models of diversity, and that's another wonderful illustration of you know, just a more cropped version of how to get it out of a model. And I think this is great. What is that cameraman doing? You're going to get sacked. You really are. You're something else. It's like Steven Spielberg. Now, this is the April edition to Elle. So this is a really good month. The other great magazine, although I haven't got an up-to-date copy because one of my hairdressers went off with it when they came round because, oh, guess what? They were doing their mood boards a month ago. So HJ, and it happens to be the cover with Thomas Hills, but you know, get the HJ, that's great. That's a great magazine. So if you're not subscribed to it, why not just get doing? And also Professional Hair magazine, they're amazing. We call it Pro Hair, and their exhibition and their magazine is just great. So sometimes in the HI section 2 Hairdressers Journal, you get great little images like that can inspire. Do you see how that is working quite nicely with the hair? Would have liked to have a bit more shape through hair, maybe not so rigid, but it goes quite well nevertheless. And then, you know, it's just abundant of up-to-date images and shoots that are happening. And if we get to, you know, the shoot with Thomas Hills, you'll see that our shoot really reflects of what I was illustrating. It's simple and it makes the hair the king. And he won, like I said, he won with this collection for the southern region. So, and how, you know, how small is the world. I had no idea that the author and photographer of this book, Robert Farrier, was online yesterday, saw my video from the first day and reacted, and he is the author of this book. I cannot promote this book more enough. It is, oh my goodness, it's a gem of a book. It never stops delivering. And it was a present from the wonderful Lorena. So it was just fantastic. She gave me this book. It was just wonderful. And it was such a joy. But, you know, like I said, you know, thinking of how to do a shoot or a show. Look at that. Look at the makeup there. Guys, come on. We've got it all here. You know, we're in the... Look, you get more of the idea of the makeup there. It's just wonderful. Thank you, Robert. Your images are divine. That's the wonderful late Lee McQueen, who is, oh, broken, but you know, there go I. But for the grace of God, let us all love each other, stay safe, and stay in, and have fun with all this, people. But seriously, if there was one book that you had to buy, this is it. This is your Bible. So, you know, get contacting me if you need some help. It's a pleasure. You know, I'm here to answer questions as well. So, you know, give me your questions, but it's a great industry, and tap into all the information. When you're casting your models, do it in one of your houses that you're connected to, or speak to, you know, a local area that you're working in that the models can come to. Models like to come to somewhere central and easy, and you'll find the amount of models that you get is incredible. You can do a casting with an agency, Profile, Milk, they're all very helpful. Models One, First is another great agency, and just shop around and look what the girls are available. Like I said, I think we're going to have a tsunami of people wanting to get into for the hair competitions that's coming up, plus all the shoots and shows after, outside of competition work. So just think about what you're doing, and you know, just enjoy it all. You know, really enjoy what you're doing. And you know, like I said, it's just get all your prep together. You know, it's a lot to think about, it's a lot of investment, but if you put your right team together, that is something else. You can always talk to me about who is my favourite photographer and who's my favourite makeup artist. My makeup artist of choice is absolutely 100% Jo Sugar. She is unreal. Her work is phenomenal, and she's a consummate professional, and she's been on so many award-winning images, it's unbelievable. My other favourite, which I adore, Claire Reid, Katie Moores. You know, there's some great makeup artists. Lauren Mathis, you know, photographers, like I said, Tony LeBritton, Desmond Murray, you know, Richard Miles is wonderful, and they're all really communicative. They're all really communicative to what you want to do, where you want to go, and you build up relationships. And that's the other great thing about this industry. We build relationships. Some of my best friends, I mean, you know, the PRs that have helped me through this time, I can't, you know, Julie Allen, the amazing Sally Leamuth, who happens to be, there's another thing coming out about that, but I will let Sally tell you all about that. Julie Bellinger-Gibb, you know, they're all such professionals and such great people in the industry. So get out there and meet the people. Once we start getting social again, you will see that it will change people. I think this has changed people already. And just be grateful that we're here and we're doing it all. So be safe, stay at home, support the NHS. Are we clapping tonight at 8 o'clock? Oh, it was just a one-off. Oh. What's the cameraman going weird again for? Oh dear. Anyway, on that note, I think I've said enough, but yeah, call me if you need anything and send me your messages. So take care.